Kate Garrett lives on her horse farm, Echo Valley, in rural Pennsylvania. She's grieving the loss of her wife, Patty, who died in a riding accident months ago, and the weight of that loss has settled deep into her daily life. She continues to train horses, care for their dog Coop, and maintain the property, but financial strain and emotional exhaustion are eating at her. Crop roofs collapse. Bills loom. Running the farm feels nearly impossible. In desperation, she visits her ex-husband, Richard, asking for money. He reluctantly gives her $9,000 to fix the roof, chastising her for prioritizing their daughter, Claire, over stability. Claire, one step away from rock bottom, has already drained years from her mother's emotional reserves. Claire visits home. A happy mother reunites with her daughter after a while. Claire asks Kate's iPad to check her messages since Claire's boyfriend, Ryan, threw Claire's phone into the ocean. As punishment, she threw all of Ryan's stuff in his wardrobe over the 21st bridge. They have a healthy time together as Claire helps Kate with farming chores until Ryan stops by at Kate's doorstep. He turns over with some bruises on his face because there was half a kilo of drugs in his bag that Claire had thrown into the ocean. Now the dealer, Jackie, threatened and chased Ryan to get his stash, which means he is after Claire as well. That night, Claire leaves with Ryan, ignoring Mom's questions, and returns in the middle of the night, barely conscious. The next day, they go for a swim in Marsh Lake. Kate keeps asking about the last night, but Claire doesn't care to answer. Kate encourages her daughter to enroll for college where they offer creative writing classes, thinking Claire has skills with the story she wrote when she was a kid. But she convinces her mother that she is not interested. Claire relaxes, lying on a hammock, listening to songs in the garden, where Jackie shows up. When Claire denies stealing his stash, he kicks her and is disturbed by Ryan. Then he hurt Ryan. Kate runs into the scene and saves her daughter from the assaulter. Jackie leaves after threatening Kate. Later that night, Kate drives home from a restaurant, where she finds Claire and Ryan having a chat outside. Pissed Mom gets back into the house. Claire asks Kate for money to leave with Ryan, mentioning it's for food and supplies. Since the mother knows her daughter very well, she declines to give her money. It turned out to be a massacre between the mother and daughter. Furious, Claire persuades Kate to get money by threatening her. When it doesn't work, she calls for her boyfriend to pick up the dog and put him in the car to punish her mom. Terrified, Kate reaches the pet dog and covers him. Claire whips back, lashes out with claws and teeth. Kate yowls in pain and shock. She slams Kate's head into the wall and screams that Kate is alone, no friends, no one except her. Kate crawls toward Coop, wounded, crying. Claire grabs her keys and runs to Ryan's car. Claire leaves. The next day, one of Kate's best friends, Les, visits her. After seeing how horrible Kate is, Les insists on spending the day with her at the farmhouse. It relieves Kate's devastated mind. Two friends have a great time together. They party at night, drinking and dancing. The next day is no different. Kate's usual daily routine continues, listening to her partner's voice messages. She starts horse riding classes at her barn again to earn an income. One night, Claire suddenly shows up at Kate's door. She shakes, soaked in rain, and looks terrified. Kate calmly asks her what happened. Claire lies first, saying that it was an accident. But when Kate asks why she didn't call the police, Claire confesses. She had a big fight with Ryan, and when he turned aggressive, she initiated. She hit him with a rock and died on the spot. After seeing the pathetic daughter, Kate decides to help her. She asks a lot of questions to get a clear image of what happened and takes Ryan's phone. She advised Claire to stay in her room until she arrives home. Against her conscience, Kate takes steps to cover her daughter's crime. She grabs the dead body from Claire's car and attaches a heavy concrete block to the body. Then she drives to Marsh Lake with the dead body, and on her way, she stops and throws Ryan's phone after breaking it. She rides the boat with the dead body in the middle of the lake and dumps the body into the lake. Kids on the shore set off flares just as she lets the body sink. Panicked Kate goes overboard. She returns home, cleans the car, and takes a bath to take her mind off the unpleasant experience. She relieves Claire's mind. Kate builds up a story and asks Claire to follow the same if anyone asks. Then she says what she has done to the body. They spend their time together at the farmhouse. One day, Claire was threatened by Jackie in the grocery store. Kate decides to end this by paying back Jackie what her daughter owes. Even though she doesn't have much money, she chooses to give the money she got for the roof job. Jackie comes to pick up his money and warns Kate how terrible her daughter is. The bitter past is ended now. That's what Kate thinks. But it was just beginning to turn her life upside down. When Kate wakes up in the morning, Claire is gone, again. She keeps texting Claire, but she doesn't get a single reply from her daughter. She suddenly remembers her iPad that Claire used to check her messages and tracks Claire's location. Following the location, Kate drives to an eerie place. She sneaks into a house through a window and sees her drug-addicted daughter watching TV while talking with a man. She heads back of the house and finds out Claire's boyfriend, Ryan, alive. Scared, he runs into the house and escapes with Claire while Kate bangs the door. But she catches them while they escape, but Ryan pushes Kate away and drives off. Now, there is the real question. If it's not Ryan's body, then who was it? Why did her own daughter betray her? Back at home, Kate checks on Claire's phone messages on her iPad. Finds out Claire deliberately planned to entrap her mom in this situation. She firmly believes that she can make Kate do anything, which is what Kate finds in Claire's conversation with Ryan. She remembers that Claire said bodies float on the lake due to bacterial growth under hot weather. So, she goes to Marsh Lake the next day to make sure the body is still at the bottom. But she can't find the body after a few attempts of diving into the spot. A county officer reaches and checks on her as she has already passed her 2-hour ride. She lies that she accidentally dropped her wedding ring into the lake, and she searched for it. After the office left, Kate sees rising bubbles on the surface of the lake and finds the body. Back home, she returns to her partner's room and watches their wedding video with teary eyes. She has no one left now. She calls Les and tells the whole story over the phone. The next day, Les takes Kate to her home for a few days' break. Les's partner welcomes her warmly. They enjoy a great dinner where Les says that her father, who suffers from Alzheimer's, burned their farm down to claim the insurance, but he ended up in jail after the police found out that he did it intentionally. That night, Kate gets her door buzzed at her farmhouse, which she checks on in her phone. It turns out to be Jackie, who desperately wants to meet her. When she refuses to meet, he threatens her with the truth he knows. Kate drowned a dead body in Marsh Lake. Shaken, Kate agrees to meet him the next day and leaves Les's home unannounced. Jackie explains to Kate, Ryan overdosed a kid with mixed drugs, and then the boy died. That was the body Kate dumped. The terrified couple asked Jackie for help, and he set up a plan. Claire agreed to the plan right away that she could convince her mom to do anything because of her unconditional love. However, Kate stepped into the trap her own daughter had set. The only option she has to get away with it is to offer a large amount of money Jackie demands that she doesn't have. During the argument, Jackie injects Kate with 200 milligrams of drugs that make her visibly woozy, struggling to stay upright and process what's happening. After she wakes up, Jackie insists Kate show him a place to stay until she makes money for him. He gets to stay at the apartment above the barn. He takes her laptop, mobile phone, car keys, and house keys to keep her away from communicating with others. That's not it. He cancels her horse riding classes for a while. She only gets 2 days to pay him back. Jackie couldn't know about Kate's iPad. She goes to her room and checks on her iPad secretly. There are her regretting daughter's messages. Kate searches for the dead boy, Greg Kaminsky, online. She feels shocked after seeing that adorable son. Kate freshens up for a new day in her life. She calls Les and asks for more details about the barn that her father burned down. She comes up with a plan to earn money within 2 days. She explains to Jackie that the barn is insured for $100,000 and can claim it by burning it. At 130 degrees, hay spontaneously combusts, and it can be easily burned down using a flare undetectably. Then she agrees to make him an employee so she can pay him in installments. Greedy Jackie wants to burn the horses down, which are insured for $25,000 each, so he can get more money. Kate reluctantly agrees as she has no choice. One of her clients, Emma, comes to the barn to grab saddle pads for a show. When Jackie tries to help her, she brushes him off coldly. Kate gets a load of hay transported and stacks it in the barn. Then she sets the temperature up to the desired level. As the plan is to set the fire at midnight, around 2 a.m., as it will be too late for the fire department to save the barn. She waits for the time, comforting a horse. Jackie throws flares and matches on the floor. He stops at the front of the barn to make sure Kate goes through with it. She fires the flare, and within seconds, the hay ignites. The poor horses scream in pain. Excited, Jackie leaves the premises soon. The fire department arrives swiftly, and the chaos begins to settle as they bring the blaze under control. The police investigator found out that it was a setup as he found a wire stand, a part of a flare. Kate mentions Jackie as her employee when the officer asks, but she says she didn't see Jackie's car by the time she noticed the blaze. Investigators also found a burned body inside the apartment in the barn, assuming it was Jackie. However, Kate has to go to the police for further investigation. The police could locate Jackie and arrest him, but he denies that he worked or stayed at Echo Valley. She also shows bank statements that she made payments to Jackie. Kate says Jackie found through her daughter, and she offered him a job as he was looking for one. As evidence, she gives Emma's contacts as a witness that Jackie worked at the barn. She also mentioned there was a boy named Greg who once came to visit Jackie as well. Holding all the evidence, investigators confront Jackie. Jackie is helpless and realizes he is finally caught. He confesses to the real truth, but the officer doesn't buy it, thinking it's another tale. He shows the picture from CCTV footage that he bought flares from a shop. They identified Greg Kaminsky as a drug abuser and suspected Jackie as his dealer. Jackie bragged about his perfection of plans, but he finally became entrapped in his own plan. Meantime, Kate reminisces about last night. She got an idea for a perfect plan once she called Les. The plan was to frame Jackie for all crimes at once. She and Les drove to Marsh Lake at night and brought the dead body home. After firing the hay, she deliberately left the part of the flare on the floor. Once Jackie left, she called out for Les, and both dragged the dead body into the apartment where Jackie stayed. Then they released horses one by one. Kate was watching the burning barn, not worried, but relieved. Jackie is finally arrested for all the crimes that he committed and not. Kate was finally released from the burden she had borne. It's a new beginning for Kate. She got back on her feet again. She continues her daily routine and horse riding classes. One night, Claire suddenly shows up with tears at Kate's doorstep. Would she let her come in? Or would she ever let Claire betray her trust again? That's a secret. What do you think? What would you do if you were Kate? Mention in the comments below.